my piece. So I'm finally sitting down today to do my Makeup Geek haul swatch fest -a-rooney. I demoed and reviewed the Vegas Lights palette that I also picked up in this haul, and I'll link that video down below. This guy has just stressed me out because I do want to swatch all of them for you, and the thought of doing all that overwhelmed me, and knew it was going to take some time. So I did them in two separate videos, sort of. I'll link that other video down below. I picked up all these shadows that I'll talk to you about. I also picked up a couple other goodies, but I'm not going to show them in this video because they are gifts for sweet friends of mine. So these are the shadows from Makeup Geek. They come in individual pans, so they don't come in like a compact. I got enough to fill the large palette, which I also picked up from Makeup Geek. Is it any surprise that I picked it up in print? Like, really? They have them in black and pink and all kinds of different things, but I wanted the one in animal print, and it fits 27, it said on the website. So I was like, I know it's going to cost me an arm and a leg to ship, and so I was going to pick up everything I wanted in one fell swoop. I'm going to go in and show you guys swatches. They retail, I think, for $5.99 on the Makeup Geek website. She's launched some new foiled eyeshadows, which are $8.99, but these are all, I bought them pre-foiled launch. So these are all the ones in like the typical line. There are a lot more colors, so there's basically any color you can imagine she's got in a shadow. I was gonna share my little story. I don't want to rant too much, and that's not the point of this. The reason I want to share sort of my shipping story is in case anyone else has similar problems. When I went to ship the order, I chose the cheapest option, and it was still, I want to say $20 or $25 to ship it. And so that's not cheap for shipping. Like, even if you're going to tell me that that's your most sort of affordable option, there's no tracking, that's not a cheap option. So I got a little bit frustrated when it's taking such a long time to get here. But what happened, and this is the reason I sort of wanted to share the story, not to vent or be angry. What happened is they said that there wasn't that you couldn't actually track it. But then when the order shipped, I got a tracking number. And so I was tracking it that way, and I could see when it left the US and when it came into the UK and all that kind of good stuff. And then on the USPS website, it said it was delivered, but it was nowhere to be found in my building. To be fair, my building has been bad about losing mail recently. It's just a whole thing. But it wasn't nowhere to be found. And so what I did is I took that same tracking number and I went to Royal Mail and I tracked it, and Royal Mail kept saying that it's on its way. So I was in that sort of limbo between those two websites for about 2 weeks. In the meantime, I had emailed Makeup Geek and asking them what was happening. They said that because I had chosen the option that I did, it came with no tracking. And so although you could technically still track it on the USPS website, that wasn't really accurate. And so I should give it 30 days from the day that it shipped. And if by that 30-day deadline I hadn't heard anything, I should call my local post office. Now, being me, I called like a week before we got to the 30-day deadline, and they went and searched, and I was on the phone forever. What happened is that technically I should have gotten a piece of paper that said the fees, like the import fees that I had to pay. I never got that piece of paper. So then they tried sending it again and again. They didn't. Never made it. No one received that piece of paper. So I ended up having this long conversation. Basically, if at any point you've ordered things from like outside of the UK and they're being shipped in here and you haven't received your slip, you can actually just go to the main Royal Mail Center, which is in the middle of nowhere. It looks like a giant prison. It's not a pretty place. But basically I had to go all the way over there and tell them that I didn't have this piece of paper. And they believed me. And they found my package with my tracking number, and then I had to pay something ridiculous like £40. I don't want to talk about it, to have my package released so that they would give it to me. But I say this all because if I had waited the 30 days total, it would have been over the 21 days that the UK Postal Service will hold your stuff, and it would have been sent back to the US. So I think the moral of the story is, even if you choose the option that is not supposed to be trackable, take that with a grain of salt. And if it says deliver, then it's probably somewhere in your country, and call your local post office to see what's going on. Anyways, that was like 5 minutes worth of rambling. But I am really glad I have these, even though it was a hassle to get them. I probably won't be making any more orders soon, just because I don't feel like paying import fees and going all the way to the main center again. But I may, because I really love these, I may be putting more orders in next time I'm in North America. Hopefully it's not such an ordeal. Anyways, I have a couple of these colors on my eyes today. And I'm just going to go through and swatch them. I will say that they are beautifully pigmented. They're really easy to blend. I know people make the comparison to MAC shadows. These, in my opinion, are better. Like, I have a handful of MAC shadows that I love. I have MAC shadows that I love, and I love them, I think, because they're unique, because they're metallic, or they're a really cool color. But in terms of, like, my staples, I don't reach for MAC shadows all the time. These are a lot better. I'm trying to think of whose shadows I would compare them to. I don't know. I feel like they're in a league of their own. They're really beautiful and they're super affordable. So I'm going to just start at the top and go through. The names come on the back. So they come in these little, if no one has seen them, these little pans, and the names are on the back. And so you have to be careful not to nick them as you're taking them out. I'm going to bring you guys in to do some swatches. Okay. This is Shimma Shimma, which I have on as a brow bone and inner corner highlight. I talked about this. Oh, that video is not up yet. Do you see that? I'm doing a favorite highlighters video that's going up. I just filmed it. But I adore this. This is everything I've ever wanted in a brow bone highlight that I've never found with anything else. I absolutely, absolutely adore it. And so, highly, highly, highly recommend this guy. So very much. Here is called Gold Digger, which I'm sort of obsessed with that name. It's right there, mainly because I'm obsessed with Real Housewives shows. So anything that makes me think of Real Housewives shows makes me happy. It's that one right there. I haven't played around with all of these yet, so I'll mention the ones that I have played with, but I'm pretty sure they all sort of blend the same way. If while I'm going through to swatch, some feel like they have a wonky texture, I'll let you know. This one is a lemon drop. This one was out of stock for a while. And I think that's the other reason I waited so long, it's that third one, to order, is because I had a shopping list or like a basket, you know, you can like add things to your basket, that was complete and comprehensive, and then I waited a couple days to order. This was like 6 months ago. I waited a couple days to order and a bunch of it went out of stock. So I've been waiting for 6 months for everything to come back in stock, and that was at the point when everything was back in stock. I had gotten to the UK and I thought to myself, do you want to just order it now knowing that you probably have to pay import fees, or take your chance and wait? And I was like, I'm not going to wait. What if things go back out of stock? So I put the order through. This is Peach Smoothie. And I think that's my one complaint, Peach Smoothie right there, about Makeup Geek, is that it goes out of stock so often. Can you see that? Right there. And I mean, it makes sense. She's an independent brand. They do all the stuff themselves. With smaller brands, it's understandable that you're just not going to have the ability to carry as much stock. But I will say that she's really great. There's like a Google Doc document that I always access off of her Twitter that has sort of the release dates for each shadow and each product and all that kind of stuff, so you can track when things are going to be back in stock, which is awesome. This one is Chicadee, which a lot of people really rave about, especially as a, what do you call it? Like a transition color. It's that bottom one right there. So yeah, even though they do go out of stock pretty often, I like that she at least is sort of good and organized and upfront about letting you know when things are coming back. This is Cinderella. So we're moving into the pinks. Look how pretty that is. It's almost like a first impressions as I go, because like I said, I haven't had a chance to wear all these on my eyes yet. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep swatching. This one is Cupcake. On that finger. I really like these sort of blue tone pinks on my lips, on my cheeks. MAC Please Me. This is reminding me a lot of it, and MAC Please Me is one of my favorite MAC lipsticks, or lipsticks of all time in general. Creme Brûlée, also a cult favorite for a transition shade right there. Really, really pretty, that third swatch. It's funny because a lot of the shades that I got are really great transition shades, or shades that people talk about as transition shades, and then like pops of color. This is Glamorous, which I'm trying to figure out what finger. There we go. The pigmentation on these is just off the wall. Like, it's not even funny. It's right there. And I feel like when you have as much makeup as I do, you just don't have the patience for eyeshadows that aren't pigmented, because why would you have to work at something so hard if you have something else that you could reach for? And so these are just making me so happy, because they're just so beautiful in their color and sort of the depth of their color and in their blendability and their pigmentation. Amazing. This one's Cosmopolitan, which is sort of similar, I'm thinking now that I look at it, to Max Expensive Pink, but it seems almost more pigmented than Max Expensive Pink. So that one's Cosmopolitan. I would attempt to swatch on the other hand, but I think I'm just going to wipe this down and come right back. Okay, here is Frappe, which is one of the colors I used in my crease today, and it's just awesome. So it's that one right there. I haven't done such an intense swatch fest in a long time, and so I feel like I'm supposed to come up with like witty banter and conversation, but I can't think of anything. This one is Goddess. I'm trying to see, I don't think it says on them what finishes they are, but they definitely have different finishes. So there are mattes, this one's Goddess, shimmers, and all that kind of good stuff, but it doesn't say on the little one itself what the different finishes are. But I'm hoping these swatches at least give you an idea of what's matte and what has more of a shimmer to it. This one's Coco Bear, so this is the other color in my crease, and underneath my lash line, really beautiful red tone brown, which is one of my favorite kinds of colors. It's that top one right there. Really gorgeous. And then this amazing color is what's in my outer corner, and this is Razzleberry, which is just beautiful. This one's a little bit grittier than the other ones, but the shimmer in it, like, I don't know if you can tell, hopefully you can tell by on my eyes, there's some like actual glitter, or like yellowish glitter in it, and so that's why it's a little bit gritty, but it blends just as well as all the others, and it's just as pigmented, and it's really lovely that way. I had a really hard time organizing them because I wanted them to sort of make sense in the way they laid out. This is the first time like I had to put a palette together, and so I tried to have some order to like the yellows and the pinks and the reds, so I'm hoping that the swatches are going in that way too. This one is Bleached Blonde. I think this one was one that didn't initially stand out to me, but I wanted to fill the palette, and so I went with it, but I'm really happy. It has a really lovely color. I think even as a topper, or even a highlight on your face or on your eyes, this would look really lovely. It's a little bit lighter than the other ones, especially for my skin tone, so I don't know if I could use it as like an all over color, but as a topper or a highlight I think would be really nice. Next one is Pretentious, which is a strange name for an eyeshadow, but hey, who are we to judge? It's one of those really, again, pretty sort of muddy colors that I like in my crease, especially sometimes I like to put a shimmer in my crease, but even all over as sort of a neutral eye, it would look really gorgeous. I feel like I wish I could say gorgeous the way New Yorkers do, because it's my favorite way of saying it, but I can't do it. This one is in Latte. This one is a nice matte color. It's right there. This one is Barcelona Beach. Another really nice neutral sort of taupey color this time. It's right there. It's picking up even a little bit mauve, which is nice. I feel like we could play a game with the amounts of times I say nice in this video. Again, I told you I'm running out of things to say. This one is in Hipster, which I don't like the name, but I really like the color. I feel like these two together, Pretentious and Hipster, again, names that I don't like, but colors that would look really beautiful together. So it's that lovely knuckle swatch up there. And then the last one in this row is Moondust, which has a little bit more of a glimmer to it. And I feel like it looks like what Moondust would look like a really pretty sort of dusty, sparkly, grayish color. Again, we're gonna do one more wipe down and we'll be back to do the last row. Okay, this one is Bitten, which is a color right up my alley. A lot of people talk about it, and for a good reason. Like, it's just, do you see that color pigmentation? It is absolutely gorgeous, and you could totally do an entire look just based on this really beautiful, really rich color. The next one, I'm trying so hard not to nick any of these, is Last Dance, which reminds me of the Macklemore song, if anyone knows it. It's a beautiful song, really like sad, but lovely. We talked about this the other day, how I like those sort of angsty songs sometimes. I don't think the one by Macklemore is called Last Dance, though something else, but it's about sort of the last dance he has with this girl, and it's really beautiful. It was pre-Macklemore making it big, and it's one of my favorites. Not that I don't like some of his new songs, but I think when he was still really indie and underground, he came up with some really beautiful, powerful music, which I don't think will come out as much now that he's more mainstream. But yeah, I will try to figure out what the name of that song was, and I'll put it down below. This one is in Drama Queen, which yeah, we talked about how I like drama in my makeup. Do you see that? Do you see that? Like, I just this is everything I wanted. What was it called? Punk something. There's a mineralized eyeshadow from MAC that I picked up that has all the potential. Like, in the pan it looks like this, but it does not go on the eyes as pigmented as this, and so this is absolutely beautiful. And yeah, all about that drama, which amazing. This one I think is Badda Bing. Yeah, this one is Badda Bing. This is the only one that I didn't realize that I had a repeat of, because it comes in the Vegas Lights palette, and I didn't realize, I didn't put two and two together. So I have two of them because I have the one in the palette and this one. There is an eyeshadow from NARS, I think it's called Macau, that's very, very similar, and this is a fraction of the price. So you could definitely go with this one instead of that one, and it would just be incredibly beautiful. Okay, three more colors. This one is Preppy, which actually may have been one that I was most excited for. I really like these sort of like mustardy colors. I just feel like I throw them in the crease and they make everything look so great. Uninterrupted by MAC is similar. It's not quite, this one's a little bit browner, but it's similar. So if you were looking for a dupe for Camel from Bobbi Brown or MAC's Uninterrupted, this one, which is Preppy, might be a nice, not dupe, but something sort of similar if you were looking for that at a cheaper price. And then this green one, the beautiful green one, it's called Dirty Martini, which also super excited to use. I haven't gotten a chance to yet. But I feel like these next three colors I'm going to show you would make a really beautiful eye look. So it's that one right there. And then the absolute last one, which I knew I had to get as soon as I saw Miss Jaclyn Hill do a tutorial on it, because she came up with the most gorgeous look, is Envy. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. I feel like the swatch is not even going to do it justice. I will try to go find her tutorial and link it down below, because she did a most gorgeous look with it, and it definitely inspired me to pick it up. Okay, we are done. Third hand of swatches, but we made it. Let me know down in the comment section if you have favorites, what they are, and all that kind of good stuff. Also, let me know if any of these sparked an interest for you, if you would like to see me sort of demo or do a get ready with me with any one color, any combo of colors, sort of if you want to see them in action. Let me know if any of these sort of sparked your interest, and yeah, if you'd like to see any of that kind of good stuff. I'm going to zoom back out and do some points of positivity. So my 3 points of positivity for the day. The first has got to be starting to plan a little bit of a trip that I'm hoping to take near the end of my holiday. I will hopefully share that with you, or as much of it with you once it comes together. I'll hopefully, probably through Instagram. I Instagram is right here. I'll probably share some pictures and what have you. I may or may not do some vlogging, but it's been exciting to plan a trip away, to get away from the city a little bit, and that's definitely bringing me happiness. My second point of positivity is an incredibly yummy new Lebanese restaurant that I found recently when I was in the city. It's called Bitten, B-E-I-T, Bitten, B-E-I-T-E-D-I-E-N-N-E. Yes, maybe? Bitten. Anyways, I can link the website down below if anyone is visiting London and wants some yummy Lebanese food. So good. Reminded me of home. It was just an amazing meal. Ordered way too much food, had like leftovers for days, and made me really happy. So I was snacking on some of that before I sat down to film, and it just reminded me how excited I am about this new place. And then my third point of positivity is getting to catch up with a friend that I haven't heard from in a while. It was just so incredibly nice to hear from her and to see how she's doing. That is it for me today. Let me know what has been bringing you guys sunshine on this lovely day. We are almost, what is today? Tuesday? So Christmas is really right around the corner. Hope everyone's finished with their gift buying, gift wrapping. You guys are getting all excited to hang out with family. Both those that celebrate and don't. I think I said this before, but what's great for me, at least, about this time of year is even though I don't celebrate, everything is closed, and for the most part you get together with family or just sort of do something fun and have some downtime. And so it's really a holiday, either sort of a religious or a cultural, or, you know, you celebrate on that side, or you just celebrate it as another day off to just relax and enjoy it. So I hope everyone is having an amazing, fun sort of little pre-holiday celebration. And yeah, I think that's all. I'm gonna go. This has been a long, strange video. But I want to send you guys tons of love. Thank you as always so much for being here. And I can never leave you without reminding you that life is just too short to wear boring lipstick. Bye guys.